Hi guys, so today we'll be solving this problem called path with maximum goal. So let's solve it. In a gold mine, grid of size m cross n, each cell in this mine has an integer representing the amount of gold in that cell, 0 if it is empty. Return the maximum amount of gold you can collect under the condition. So every time you are located in a cell, you will collect all the gold in that cell. From your position, you can walk one step left, right, up or down. You can't visit the same cell more than once. Never visit a cell with zero gold. You can start and stop collecting gold from any position in the grid that has some gold. So basically, we have been given a grid and we have to find the maximum path which is there in the grid with the golds. So for example, in this grid, the zero position, we don't have to consider that, whereas only the position where the pattern is forming as if we have the maximum amount of gold, we have to consider that. So for example, here when we see that we take the path as 9, 8 and 7. So 9, 8, 7 are the maximum path which can give us the maximum amount of gold. So that's why we consider that. And you can see that as the condition is satisfied, you can start and stop collecting from any position in the grid. So you can start and stop from any position in the grid. So that is done. Similarly, in this problem, when we try to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this pattern has been forming with the maximum amount of gold. So there are at most 25 cells containing gold. Okay. So let's solve the problem. I think what can we do is something similar to number of island problem. We can apply DFS and move around all the different paths that we have, and we can check in all the four directions who is the maximum one, and whichever is the maximum one, we can select that and we can add it to the answer that we have. And we can also keep a variable to just to keep which is the maximum answer so far. So let's solve it. So int max answer is equal to 0 for int I is equal to 0, I is less than grade dot size I plus plus, for int j is equal to 0, j is less than grade of I dot size j plus plus if grade of ij is not equal to 0. At that time will be this max of max answer comma, we'll be calling DFS grid I and we'll be passing j. Okay, just like how we did in number of island problem. So uh, this after this we will simply return the max answer. All right, and now we'll be making the DFS function. Okay, DFS into DFS in DFS vector vector int and grid int I int j. Okay, and now we have to do checks, which is if I is less than 0 or j is less than 0, just like we did in number of islands. I is greater than grid dot size minus 1, or j is greater than grid of I dot size minus 1. At that time we'll return 0. Okay, or if we found that grid of ij is equal to 0, at that time also we return 0, or we can just put it here as a grid of ij is equal to 0. Okay, now what we'll do is that we'll be putting grid of ij into a variable called cache, just to see, just so that we don't repeat the variable, repeat the, we don't visit the same index again. So for this, we'll be putting it in the cache. Also, grid of ij will be making it 0. So we know that grid of ij wouldn't be visited when we call the recursion. So we'll be making up function, up variable, for getting us the answer of everything which is in the up of the grid of ij. We'll have down dfs. Mm, so okay, up is basically -1, down would be I plus 1 and j. Okay, now we have it left is equal to dfs grid I j -1, and right would be dfs grid I j plus 1. Okay, and now we'll be returning cache. Okay, we'll also have to do grid of ij is equal to cache, so that we restore the variable, the grid of ij when we consider something, a recursion which is the next. And then we'll put maximum of up, down, left, and then right. So whichever is the maximum answer among these, so whichever is the maximum among the four sides of a particular element, we have to select that. So this is what we have to do in that dfs function. And let's run the code to see everything is working fine. All right. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I hope you guys understood the problem. It is a very important problem, as it has been based on the same problem, same concept as number of islands. And to solve it, thank you.